Hey guys! So in today's video you've probably already guessed what I'm doing from the title, but Ryan picked out my art supplies for me. So a few weeks ago we went down to CasArt for their student day. I've done this a few times. I think this is my third year going. I have whole videos up of previous years so you can go and check them out on my channel if you want to see what I usually get. As I normally pick out my own art supplies, I decided that this year I would let Ryan pick it out.
Orange.
What are we getting? What are we getting?
Spray. You're going to become the next Banksy, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So we've got 9, 13.50.
So with CasArt Student Day, they give everyone a free goodie bag if they spend over £30. So I set Ryan free to pick what he wanted with £30. So I'm actually going to start and show what I got for the freebies first, and then I'll show you what he got me. I got a range of different pencils to try out, some actual like drawing pencils. I think these ones are different because they've got a little bit of grip on them. A little pink gel pen, a Winsor & Newton fine liner, a graphite stick. This I thought was really cool. It's some aquafine texture paper and some watercolors. I think there's like 5 sheets in this, so I can give this a try. This is probably a good thing for me because I've actually recently run out of loose watercolor paper, so this is quite nice if I want to do something that's not in my sketchbook. We've got another pencil, this one from Faber-Castell, a blue fine liner, and then we've got some blue System 3 acrylic paint. So I did buy 2 things for myself as well because I did need these. I needed some Winsor & Newton ink in yellow. I also got myself a little paintbrush too. I also bought myself this little canvas. I really like using canvases that are kind of small and a little bit differently shaped. And I haven't got one like this, so I thought I'd give it a go. Okay, so now we're on to the stuff that Ryan bought for me. So first up, he bought me this canvas. This was £9.50 and this is the CasArt own brand. I'm hoping this will work well with the art supplies Ryan has bought me. I do actually have another canvas this size I got from Hobbycraft a few years ago, so if this does go wrong, I do have a backup. So the art supplies Ryan bought me are art supplies I've never used before. I've got no experience with ever using them to create art. He bought me some spray paints. So he actually brought me 2 different types. He got me one of these Liquitex professional spray paints in a deep red. Just your typical average spray paint, nothing really that special about it. Then he bought me 3 smaller cans of spray paint. These are actually a different brand. They're water-based ones. So I've got one in pink, orange, and then this turquoisey colour. I really like these colours. The one thing I'm a little bit worried about is that the main spray paint is red and it's my darkest colour I've got. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to layer up the paint and I'm going to use masking tape to cover parts that I don't want to be spray painted on. I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm hoping it will. I've had a bit of research online to see what other people have done. I wanted to do something that was still quite cute and very much within the Polygon brand or whatever. You know, I didn't want to be something I wouldn't have done normally. I still wanted it to be something cute. So I had a research and looked at what other people had done. I've actually decided that I'm going to do a little deer, and I'm going to hopefully try and layer the paint up and have different bits exposed, so different bits will get hit in every layer. I'm actually going to do a drawing on my iPad to kind of plan out what I want first, because I feel like this is going to be a really tricky design. But if it works, I think it will be really cute, but we'll have to see. Okay, so I'm just gonna explain how I'm gonna do this. So I'm gonna start off by making my little sketch of the deer. Then once I've done that, I'm gonna put down the green. I'll put masking tape around the deer so it won't go over him and it won't cover him, but it will look like this. This bit at the top, I'm gonna see if I can make that kind of blur into the white of the canvas. I don't want the entire canvas to be green, so but it would be nice to get a sort of gradient out of it. So then once I've done that, I'm gonna start by putting on my first coat of orange, and then I'll have the masking tape around the outside instead of inside. Then I'll put the next layer on, which will be this pink. Then I will mask out the spots and the ear, so that will be covered, and the outside obviously will be still covered as well. And then I will put on the last layer, which will be the red spray paint. This I will sort of be masked out on the edge, but and on the legs I will mask out around that to make sure that bit of pink doesn't get covered by red. But for this bit, I think I can be quite freeing with that. I don't want like a solid line separating that. I want it to be kind of gradual and a gradient. So there, I won't have any masking tape there. And then for the last stage, I will go over at the top of it in a black marker. I will use a black paint marker just to make everything really pop and stand out. Once I'd opened up my canvas, I started sketching out my deer design on the canvas. I just did this in a normal colour erasable pencil, just so it was easy to see and didn't stain with any graphite marks or anything like that. And then I got some masking tape, and I cut the masking tape to fit around the deer, so the deer would be completely covered, so when I added in the green background you wouldn't be able to see the deer. So here I am adding on the ground. I realised that I didn't actually have to spray too far away from the canvas because these cans they were quite powerful, but they didn't seem to like leave wetter marks, and they should have, and they seem to work quite well near the canvas. I also realised if I really softly pushed the button down, I could get a really nice splatter effect, and I really took advantage of this. And then once I had finished that and it completely dried, I went and removed the tape I put over the deer, and as you can see, you've been left with the deer shape. Unfortunately, it did get a bit funny down here in the foot, but that was the only mistake that had been made at this stage. I then took my masking tape and I went around the deer to cover the background so that wouldn't get hit with the orange spray. So once I'd sprayed it orange, it was time to work out what bits I wanted to stay orange. So everything that would stay orange got covered in masking tape, and everything that was going to be pink stayed uncovered. Doing this is quite a time-consuming task. It was taking me so much time to put the masking tape on, and then spraying really took only a couple of seconds. But I did like the overall effect in the end. Putting on the dots especially, that was quite a difficult task. Cutting up them individually did take a lot of time, but I really liked the effect when I finished. So then I sprayed over the top in pink. So right now it's probably kind of hard to see exactly what I am doing, but I then took some paper towel and I sprayed over the bits that I kind of only wanted to be red. I'd also used some tape to help cover the really important areas I didn't want hit, to leave crisper lines, but with the red I kind of wanted it to be a bit more of a splatter, and I didn't really want there to be any flat lines. I then went over the top of the red with a bit more pink and orange and kind of blended the colours on top, and continuously did this until I was happy with how it looked, as I really wanted a really nice splatter effect to the design. So right now it probably doesn't look like much, it's just a big pink and red splodge. But I'm gonna start peeling this off. I'm really nervous to see what it looks like. I don't mind if it's not like super crisp, as I think I'm gonna go over it with a black marker anyway, but it would be nice for it to look good anyway. Okay, so there's the orange peeking out. Yeah, so that's unfortunately gone a bit funny because the blue leaked over that, which isn't great. In fact, I might top that up with a little bit more orange. Hopefully that might work now. Okay, so there looks like there's a little bit of leakage around the ear. This blue is looking really crisp though. Okay. Oh, and a bit there too. And now to see the actual deer itself. So we've got this bit off here. Okay. Ooh. Okay. That's not too bad so far. I kind of like how these splitters look. I think that's really cool. The only thing is you can kind of see where the line of the tea towel was on camera, but in person it's really not that noticeable. Okay, yeah, you can see there I've missed a bit, but to be honest, if I just go over that white there with the black marker, that will look fine. Okay, so I'm going to put the camera away and tear off these little small bits. So this is what it looks like without all the tape on. I'm actually really happy with it. There are obviously some mistakes. You can see there, here, there, and I'm kind of annoyed at this little splodge here. However, overall, I really like it. I really like this texture here, and it's the body. One thing I'm not sure about doing is whether or not I need to put an outline on it. I definitely think it needs the eye and the nose drawing in with a black pen, but I'm not so sure if I want to go around the whole of it. I don't know. I might put the eye on and then see how I feel. In the end, I actually ended up using a black paint marker and a red paint marker to kind of outline the deer. I didn't outline the entire deer, but I only outlined the important bits that I felt like needed a little bit more definition to the deer. And I'm really happy with how I did that. I also kind of blended the colours together so it wasn't as obvious that there was an outline. Now the next day, I've been waiting overnight for the painting to dry, and I am really happy with how it looks. I really like how bright and bold the colours are, and I love the texture in it. I think one of the problems I had with it is that the masking tape didn't 100% seal it, and there are some little mistakes. I think some of the bleed really kind of adds to it, and it is really nice, but I do think some little bits, like these bits down here, could have possibly been a little bit better. I think if I did this again, I might try and see what it would turn out like if I'd use a stencil. I feel like a stencil would probably take just as long as to make as it did for me to put on the masking tape. But maybe it will just give it a different look, and it might even look cleaner than this. But overall, I am really happy with how this came out, especially for my first go. One of the other things I think I'd probably do is I'd love to have some other blue shades in this turquoise. But as I did only have the 4 colours, I couldn't really add anything to it, because if I used the pinks or the orange, it probably would have made it would have just turned brown. So I think this overall outcome is fine for what I used. But yeah, it would just be nice to have some more variation of colour in the background. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and if you did, please hit that thumbs up button, and don't forget to hit that bell button too, so you'll be the first to be notified when I next upload. If you're new here, please remember to hit that subscribe button as well, so you can see when I upload my videos, and it would be great if you could follow me down below on my Instagram, TikTok, Facebook and Twitter pages, where I will regularly update you with illustrations, content you won't see anywhere else, and you'll also be updated every time I upload a new video. If you would like to see me try something like this again, please let me know down in the comments. If there's any materials or anything you'd like me to try out, let me know as well, and I might be able to give that a go. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!